How do you feel when you switch to Geico and save on your car insurance? It's like going to work on one Thursday morning and thinking to yourself, just one more day until Friday. But then somebody in the elevator says, "Happy Friday!" Then you check your phone quickly and discover today is actually Friday. So yes, happy Friday, random stranger in the elevator. Happy Friday indeed. Yep, switching and saving with Geico feels just like that. Get more with Geico.
If you're a maintenance supervisor for a commercial property, you've had to deal with everything from leaky faucets to flickering light bulbs. But nothing's worse than that ancient boiler that's lived in the building since the day it was built, 50 years ago. It's enough to make anyone lose their cool. That's where Grainger comes in. With industrial-grade products and dependable fast delivery, Grainger can help with any challenge, from worn-out components to everyday necessities. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Welcome to the Griffins Pipeline Podcast.
Now that it's Thanksgiving, we are a quarter of the way through the season. Griffins are in the top 5 in the standings.
Welcome to Griffins Pipeline Podcast. I'm Connor.
And I'm Kyle, brought to you by the Hockey Podcast Network. And we are sponsored by DraftKings in Gametime. So William Lagesson found himself a 3-game suspension after his UFC headlock that he used on Iowa player Raska. Thought it was pretty effective, but I think we all knew it was coming. It's not the place in a hockey game to do that.
Got him. He got him. So
It worked good. So we'll see William Lagesson in 3 games. Definitely could have been more. So we have some goalie movement after Alex Lyon went down day to day. Billy Husso gets called up. And Geilander gets reassigned to Grand Rapids as we put Gage Alexander back down to Toledo.
So yeah, the Grand Rapids Griffins are, like we said, are off to a second hottest start in franchise history. They've been looking great. They are currently sitting at 5th place in the AHL. They are 12-4-1-0, and they have 25 points. Hershey Bears being in first place with 30 points. Great hot start. They're second in the conference under the Calgary Wranglers, and our division standings go as first place, the Grand Rapids Griffins with 25 points. The Milwaukee Admirals in second with 20 points. The Texas Stars in third with 18 points. The Rockford Ice Hogs in fourth with 13 points. Tied with the Iowa Wild with 13 points. And then in sixth place, we have the Manitoba Moose with 12 points. And then in last place, seventh, we have the Chicago Wolves with 11 points.
Yeah, the competition is heating up a little bit. Milwaukee has not stepped down, nor has Texas. They're both having great seasons. As Texas, we expected. Milwaukee, maybe not as much, but Rockford, they're coming around for sure. The hottest 2 teams in the AHL right now, other than the Griffins, would be the Cleveland Monsters. And they're 9-1-0 in their last 10 games. And then you got the Laval Rocket, who have been putting on quite a showing, also in the top 5.
So yeah, it's a tough year this year. A lot of competition going on. It's nice to see we're up at the top at Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving is usually the time of the year where you can really tell how your team's going to do, if they're going to maybe be a playoff contender, and it looks like the Griffins are most likely going to be a playoff contender.
Yeah, not just a playoff contender, but being in top 5, a top 4, top 3 at one point. I think we're looking at conference champions contending. So hopefully we can make it there.
Yeah, they definitely have the better leadership. We definitely have the young prospects. We definitely have a complete team. We'll see if the team drastically changes around trade deadline every year, so we'll see how that goes. Yeah, so far we're tearing up the divisions right now. Well, standings sitting there at the top 5.
And with the addition of some key players, we'll just keep marching forward.
So do you want to get into hot and cold?
Let's do it.
So in this segment, we pick a player that is fiery hot and a player that is icy cold. Then we do a random player number generator, and we match it with a Griffins jersey number, and we rank that player. So Kyle, who do you got for cold?
So based off this last week's performance, I got to go with Brogan Rafferty against the Iowa Wild. Ended up at -4 in that game we lost 5-2. Not a good showing, and Kosa had to pay for it, as Kosa had 3 goals late in the third period that ended up going in to win a tied game that was 2-2 halfway through the third. So Brogan Rafferty with a -4 in that game, that's just can't be having that. And he's been on the upper side lately, but this is a strike back down. The roller coaster ride continues.
Yeah, I mean he has so much production usually in the offensive zone, and he's just a great player. So sucks to throw him on cold, but it's really hard to throw anyone on cold right now. Being in the top 5, keep that in mind also. But so who I'm throwing in for cold, I'm gonna say Emil Vero because he has 0 points in 16 games. I mean he's supposed to have some offensive potential. I haven't seen it really. I've seen him move the puck, but it never actually results in any points. And he's the bottom of the league of our team on plus minus. He's sitting there in the negatives.
Yeah, and I think you said it there. It's just if you're a defenseman and you're at the bottom of the team in plus minus, it's not a good sign. And then not having points if you're an offensive defenseman. So if you're not providing defense, then hopefully you can at least provide a little jump on the offensive side. That's just it hasn't been there. It's just kind of been a puck mover and really needs to bulk up and find his physical edge because it seems like he's getting pushed right off the puck a lot.
Yeah. So he's gonna have to be my cold. Like I said, it was hard to pick someone cold, but he just hasn't done anything. He's not hot. He's not done anything special, so he's the closest to cold we have, I think. So let's get to the more positive side on the hot. So who are you picking for hot?
I'm going with someone fresh here. They feel like they just crossed into the hot waters. Alex Doucette now has 8 points for the Griffins here this year. And that's in 15 games with 3 goals, 5 assists. And he's sitting at a +3. And a lot of that has come since he's been moved up with Hannes and Lombardi. So got 3 guys out there that are quick, explosive, and know how to put the puck in the net. And turns out he's benefiting from it. So good to see that from Doucette.
I like him playing up there with some of those guys. Really, his speed's good, and he was a great scorer down when he played for the Moosehead. Top scorer. So that could translate. I mean, he could be a really, really big scoring threat for us.
Yeah, and I feel like him and Hannes playing together, they have a very similar game, and it's allowed Doucette to learn a little bit from how Hannes plays, especially with how good Hannes has been this year.
Yeah, so for who I have for Ha, I gotta go Tuamisto because he's just piling up the assists lately. That last game against Iowa, he had 3 in one game. He has 7 assists so far. I mean, he's just his shot's starting to get honed in again. He doesn't have any goals yet, but I see it coming soon. Played 17 games and he's sitting at +1. So like he's been a solid guy. Our defense, he almost looks like the most Detroit ready player to be called up if we had to have a guy get pulled from us in emergency conditions here, except for one of our veterans. But he's about that age, you gotta think. He was drafted with Mo Sider. He's a right-handed guy. I mean, he's like the next guy up, I'd say.
Yeah, I think the potential's there. He's had a little bit of up and down, but you got to realize he was called upon a lot more when Wallander went down, and he's the number one prospect that we're putting on the ice. So I feel like there's a lot of more pressure put on him there for the last couple weeks while Wallander was out, and he rise to expectations, and he's been solid. Like, you look at all of our defensemen, and Tuamisto is getting a ton of ice time. He's one of the youngest guys out there as far as the defensive core, and yeah, I think it is going to be him and Wallander that are ready, and I really hope Wallander, now that he's back, starts to heat up.
Yeah, I also think it would be cool to have Tuamisto do a little bit of a playing with Biome, get some of that Denver action, get that chemistry going, just see how that looks a little bit. Yeah, so I believe that leaves us at our random number generator.
Random number generator pulls up 81. Jakub Brailovsky. So I believe we just had him on cold the other week, and he has dragged himself right out of there as soon as we said he was cold. He went, scored some goals, had some good assists, set up Becker for his first point. Definitely got to see a little bit more out of him the last couple weeks here, and I think he is fighting for that spot, and he looks like he deserves the chance to play full-time on this roster.
Yeah, he had his first 2-point game against Iowa in one of those games. He's definitely stepped it up. I think he's heating up for sure.
Yeah, he's finally starting to show that scoring talent that he brought in from the Czech League.
Yeah, because he was also, like Doucette, he was also a very highly touted scorer coming into our team. So hopefully we can see him get hot here, start scoring some goals.
So we can go ahead and get into the Griffins earning their wings segment after our ads. The 2024-25 NHL season still has that new car smell, and the action is heating up at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NHL. It's super easy for first-timers to get started at DraftKings Sportsbook. Try betting on something simple like picking a team to win. And if you are new to DraftKings, listen up. New customers bet $5 to get $150 in bonus bets if your bet wins. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use code THPN. That's code THPN for new customers to get $150 in bonus bets if your bet wins when you bet just $5. Only on DraftKings. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPENY or text HOPENY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas. 21 plus age eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Bet must win to receive reward.
Bonus bets expired 168 hours after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/ice. Copyright NHL 2024. All rights reserved.
If you're anything like me, you have a few favorite prospects that you are waiting for to take the ice for their NHL club. Don't miss the day they make their debut and be at the rink when your favorite team's future takes the ice. Gametime makes it easy to be a part of your team's biggest moments. And of course, Gametime has you covered for the upcoming Winter Classic. They can find you the cheapest possible seats or find you the best available seats at Wrigley Field for the 4 p.m. matchup of the Blues and the Blackhawks. Offering more than just sporting events, Gametime has tickets to many high-profile events, concerts, and shows. Visit gametime.co, that's gametime.co, and allow the Gametime Picks feature to sort the events that mean the most to you. Look for Gametime's super deal to find the lowest price guarantee, and even view your seating before purchasing. Covered by the most flexible customer service policy in the ticketing industry, your purchase is protected by event cancellation and job loss protection. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Gametime Picks. Download the Gametime app, create an account, and use code THPN for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code THPN for $20 off. Download Gametime today. What time is it? Gametime.
In this segment, we pretty much take anyone in the Griffins franchise who is earning their Red Wings, taking the next step to the pro level or at the pro level or has been at the pro level or making their way back up to the pro level, all that kind of fun. So today I think we're going to start with Amadeus Lombardi just because he's really starting to do some Daisuke and Deke things. He's really looking good. He's making some really good stick handling moves. Speed's really good. He's taking it away in the offensive zone, scoring with it. He's just on fire, beyond the point of hot. He's literally taking control of this team, and I believe it's his team at this point, him and Kosa's team. And yeah, he's just 12 points in his last 12 games. Dude's on fire.
Yeah, it seems like whoever he's playing with gets better too, as his confidence level is off the charts right now. Not that it wasn't last year, really. It's just now he knows what he can do. Got a little bigger, got a little stronger this year. He's putting the puck in the net. He's got twice as many goals as he did last year almost. He's just 17 games, 8 goals, 6 assists, 14 points. Sitting at a -1, which is the only downside there. Looking like he could still improve defensively a touch, but with his speed and his ability to control an offense, and I mean the puck possession in the zone with him on the ice is just unreal. The way he dances with the puck is getting pretty fun to watch, and all good signs pointing towards Lombardi right now.
Yeah, so another guy I want to touch on base on is Jonathan Berggren. He was our top scorer down here in Grand Rapids last year. He was known for viciously being thrown down to Grand Rapids and set to suffer here. But no, I think it sharpened him up. I think his season started to slow up there in Detroit, but in the last couple games he's got 3 goals. He's looking really good. He got the game tire, which got Lucas Raymond to goal later to win it. It just was. He's really starting to make an impression. You're starting to hear less of the chatter of Berggren sucks.
Yeah, and I think he's fully capable of playing on a team in the NHL. Is that going to be the Red Wings his whole career? We might never know. It's just going to be him finding his game, and I think he belongs in this roster. I think he showed playing with Casper that, put him in a system that he's familiar with, that he enjoys playing with. He's a heck of a player off the ice, too. He's good. He's funny. He's just seems like a well-rounded guy. I don't mind having him in our organization at all.
Yeah, and I've also, when we first got him here in Grand Rapids, we really talked about him as being like a more of an assister kind of guy. And that kind of went away after all the goals he scored here because he was getting over ripened or over sharpened, They just kept sharpening him down here in the farm. But he just gained that scoring ability. Like you can't really expect that in the NHL. Now that narrative of him being more of an assister guy, a guy who can get that puck to your best players to get them that goal. I mean, that's really what he was drafted for.
Yeah, being a playmaker, I believe that's what he claims himself to be. So being able to slide pucks across the ice and get them through on other players' sticks to score, I think that's what drives him.
Yeah, and then that goal scoring ability that he got and that extra sharpening, I mean, that's just a plus. Now, he gets the puck on his stick and it's like, oh, I can tie this right now. He'll do it. He will do it. So, yeah,
Yeah.
I say we had a little bit of what?
So Bergeron has 3 goals, an assist for 4 points in 22 games, and he's still sitting at a -4. So, yeah, he probably does need to improve his defensive game still, but I think more than half the team is minus right now as well, and he's still sitting about in the middle. So I think he's playing a fair game.
Yeah. Then I think we should add a little dash of Nate Danielson.
Yeah, the dude's just been sparkling down here. Everyone likes a shiny new toy, but Nate Danielson, he looks like one that's gonna last.
I think he'll start picking up the scoring here after Thanksgiving. I think it's going to really start to pick up. I think he's going to really settle here in Grand Rapids, and I think he's going to take it and run away with it. Probably won't be back next year.
Yeah, and 2 goals, 7 assists for 9 points in 17 games. If I had to guess, with the ice time he's been getting, the power play time, and the penalty kill time, we might start to see more of a point per game type of performance for the rest of the season out of him. But he is young, he's a prospect, anything can happen. It took Casper a little longer to get settled in, so I just think we might see it just might start to click a little sooner for Nate Danielson here.
That should pretty much bring us to the penalty box. Wrap up this episode and finish her on a fun note. So in this segment, we take the biggest idiot of the week, throw him in the penalty box, step out of hockey for a 2-minute minor, a 4-minute double minor, 5-minute major, game misconduct. Who do you got in the box, Kyle?
Just not in my backyard fella here. Man cuts Christmas lights at the LMCU ballpark where the Whitecaps play. And they're doing a big old light show set up by the Kent County Commission or something. They set up a nice light show. People do it every year and they drive through, and it's a enjoyable thing people come back to. Yeah, it probably costs too much to go through, but people still do it anyway. So they make their money, but the light show is normally a fun thing for kids, and this guy just decided that it wasn't happening this year as he went and cut down all of the lights so they did not work for people to drive through and see them. It's just pretty sick, man. Like, grow up.
The real life Grinch, man.
For real.
Yeah, I hope he ends up in jail. Actually, not just in the box.
Yeah, I had to call this guy out. It's like local as it gets with our Grand Rapids sports, man. Like, come on.
Yep. So what are you putting him in there for?
5-minute major.
5-minute major, up on the box. So who I got? On US 131, there's a car pile up. First night of snow of the year, and I guess we're Florida.
Yep.
We there's a big car pile up. There's some funny comments on the post. One dude says his car went Beyblade mode into the intersection exit.
Lovely. Let it rip.
Let it rip. Yeah, so be careful out there while you're driving, especially if you're going to be going to the game this weekend. It's going to be a slippery one.
Yeah.
So,
Well, how many of them are you putting in the box? All 20 of them that get crashed?
yeah, I'll just drive careful, man. All probably 2-minute minors because, like, I get it happens. You didn't mean it, but
It's also Thanksgiving after the Lions game, so I'm sure half of them had something in their system.
yeah, a
But
little bit of that liquid courage, which you shouldn't be driving with ever. So
Yeah.
have fun in the box. Drive, don't drink and drive. If you're going to the game, be careful. Speaking of the games this weekend, we have on Friday night, December 29th, the Grand Rapids Griffins play the Milwaukee Admirals for the Teddy Bear Toss.
yeah, and it'll be a $2 beer dog night.
$2 beer dogs.
And Saturday we got Chicago for an 8 p.m. game. And then we're back in town on Sunday for a triple header against Cleveland, where we get the Cosa bobblehead for How the Grinch Stole Christmas.
The Costa bobblehead. So get there early. It's only to the first couple thousand fans. So if you want to get there, early.
Yep, that line gets long and people want this one. So
Yep. This is Costa we're talking about. So
yeah, it's Cosa with the aviator glasses after the win last year.
all right, let's wrap this one up, man. Everyone drive
Yeah.
safe if you're going out there. Go Griffins.
Go Griffins.
Thank you for listening to the Griffins Pipeline podcast. If you enjoyed the show, give us a 5-star review. We are part of the Hockey Podcast Network. We are not partnered with the Grand Rapids Griffins, Detroit Red Wings, or Toledo Walleye. We are not experts. We are just die-hard fans looking to make a community with others alike. Let's go Griffins Nation. Join the fun, like, and follow us on Facebook and X, or call into the show and have your opinion heard 1-616-319-1175. Thank you. Grand Rapids Griffins, Toledo Walleye, and Detroit Red Wings. Players, coaches, websites, and social media. Thank you AHL.com, NHL.com, ECHL.com, EliteProspects.com, and anyone else putting out information on the teams. Until next time, go Griffins. Go Red Wings, go Walleye.
How do you feel when you switch to Geico and save on your car insurance? It's like going to work on one Thursday morning and thinking to yourself, just one more day until Friday. But then somebody in the elevator says, Happy Friday! Then you check your phone quickly and discover today is actually Friday. So yes, Happy Friday, random stranger in the elevator. Happy Friday indeed. Yep, switching and saving with Geico feels just like that. Get more with Geico.